Morning and welcome. It's Monday, the 6th of March, and it's 8:48 GMT. Right, and we'll start our CAD. Now, basically, we got into this a few days ago. The market moved against us, but there has been quite a big change in the commitment of traders report. So what I'm going to do on this report is I'm going to try and run the two together. So I'll use the commitment of traders report to show my positions that I'm taking on the chart. If it doesn't work so well, tomorrow we'll do something a bit different. Okay, let's try here. Here we go, commitment of traders, and that's the COT. Now this, you can see here, if I could just explain, this center mark is a zero position, and if we go negative, that is people shorting the market. But if we go positive, 20, 40, 60 up here, that is people longing the market. And we've got two different colors. We've got the commercials and we've got the green for the large speculators. Now the Australian dollar is just absolutely wonderful on a graph. It looks much better than any of the others, apart from the Canadian dollar. And what we've got here, you can see the steps as the report comes out. And this week we've got a massive step. We've got, I think it's 1,600 positions short extra on the commercials, short, and you've got not so many long on the large speculators. So the speculators and the commercials are opposed. So here we are, we've got, wow, nearly 60 positions to the minus 60 on the commercials. So they really are looking for a short on the Australian dollar. Okay, that's the commitment of traders report. So we will go back to our chart. So here we are on the CAD, and we're looking for a short. So and there we go. So now we'll go on to the USD. We have had a short on this, and also we've had a bit of strength on the dollar. So these are my two main positions up here, which are quite heavy. The position that I've got down here is fairly small by comparison, and I've got my stop up here well out of the way. So I've moved my stop loss down. Somebody has corrected me there. I've moved my stop loss down, and I've put it just below the position, my entry position. So basically, those two trades now are fairly safe. And even if we get a spike up in the market, I won't be into a losing trade on those. Right, AUD JPY. So we'll now go on to the commitment of traders report, and we will look at the Japanese yen. Japanese yen. This is going a little bit squiffy here. Again, this graph does work fairly well for this pair. You've got the commercials, the red, are 75 positions long the yen, and the speculators are short. It's absolutely amazing how the shapes and the weeks they actually change their positions, of sort of mirroring each other. This isn't as high as it has been in the past. It has been really high in the past. So we're still of the opinion that the yen will go long. Don't know when it will, but we're long the yen. Sorry, yeah, we're long the yen against the USD and against the euro. So let's go back to the chart. chart. Yes, Euro CAD. This is longing. I've got my trend line on the RSI. I know a lot of people have said they don't like it, but you know, hey ho, this is what I do. And I've got my resistance up here. It's getting very close. It's getting interesting. You can see that quite often at this 70 line we've had a reversal. So let's see what's happening. We've also got falling oil prices, which is affecting the CAD. So not in too much of a rush on that pair. But the next pair, the Euro Japanese yen, this is quite interesting. I've got my stop losses well out the way up the top there. If we go into profit here, I will bring them down and lock the profit in. We've had a little bit of a dip on the RSI. It hasn't quite crossed my trend line. I've moved everything onto a 14 position RSI just for clarity. This is a line here, a resistance line on the RSI where we've failed in the past. So I was expecting actually a reversal at that point, which has happened. And yes, euro. We'll look at the graph for the euro on the commitment of traders. This doesn't show such a clear picture. The euro on the graph really you can't actually see anything that makes a lot of sense. So this is the way I use this graph. You can see my crosshairs here, and you can notice by the positions that they take and the dips in this whether the commercials who have had over 12 months, they have had a long position on the euro, and the speculators have had a short position on the euro. And so what we look on this chart is when they take a less long position. And last week they did take a less long position. So I know it doesn't show up very well, but that's the way I read that. So let's go back to the leave your comments and see if that's any clearer for you. I know people have said that that wasn't that clear, so you know, let's see. I am trying to. I take on board what people say. So yeah, Euro GBP. Yes, okay. So we're looking from the commitment of trades. We're looking short on the euro, and if we go back, this is another one that doesn't work very well on the graph. And yeah, okay. So basically, the commitment of traders have taken a slightly longer view of the pound. So the slightly longer the pound and the slightly shorter the euro. Yeah, I'm not all that convinced. We'll see how we look tomorrow, but no, that one's not for me. Euro dollar. So this should be a long-term sell. We are, and you know, we're long the dollar, short the euro, but the euro is having a bit of strength at the moment. It's just past the mid-Bollinger Band. I'll have a look at that tomorrow, but it's not something I want to trade today. The pound USD, I haven't got a clear signal on that. As far as I would be shorting that if I was going to do anything, and he's not in a position to short at the moment. I don't think it will be for a couple of weeks. Let's have a look. USD JPY. Well, we all know I love this one short. It is shorting a little bit today. We've covered the commitment of traders for the Japanese yen, so I'll get straight on here. Sorry about that. Minor glitch. USD JPY. Yes. JPY is short. It's not as short as it has been on the commitment of traders, but I'm still thinking this is going to go down. It's gone down a little bit today. I've protected one of my positions here with I brought my stop loss down to get some profit guaranteed in. My other stop loss is up here, so we'll leave that till tomorrow, see how that goes on. USD CAD. I'm long. I got out at this white line. It has actually shorted a little bit. We'll see what happens with that today. I am long it. If it shorts a bit more and gives me a bit more profit, I might just get back in it. Oh, the Canadian dollar. Yeah, let's have a look at the commitment of traders. God, this is awkward. Yeah, right. Canadian dollar. Yes, here we go. It has actually got more. Got more of the commercials going short, and it's got more of the speculators going long. So you have got this big gap between the two. So they're definitely feeling long the USD, short the Canadian dollar. Back to the chart. Wow, there we go. Yes, we have gained a little bit today. So you can see my target that was in there. It did look like it had spun out. I got out. Thought it might have a little bit of a retraction. So there we go. Yes, I got knocked out my one trade on the oil, and I'm just about to break even on this one. My commitment of traders on oil. Let's just go and have a look at that. Energy, sorry. Crude oil. Yeah. So here we go. Again, you've got the same position where the commercials have been short oil for a long time. They are more shorted or less shorted, and this gives us an indication of what's happening. And in this week, they have got less short so they might expect the oil to long a little bit this week. We'll have a look how that goes. It's shorting a bit at the moment. As soon as it gets into profit, it gets slightly down here. I'm going to put my my stop loss behind it. Silver done quite well on this. The commitment of traders, and I meant to say this last week. Let's have a look at metals. Yeah, the commitment of traders last week. Yeah, obviously the commercials have been short silver for a year, but they put this big position on last week, and they put another fairly large position on this week. So we are looking for this to short, and speculators are dynamically opposite. There we go. Right. USD, Turkish lira. It's actually we're expecting this to long. It is actually shorting a tad at the moment. So I've put my trend line on my RSI. We'll have a look at that tomorrow, but we are expecting that to long. Okay, well, that was new to me, doing the two reports together. I don't know whether you liked it or hated it, but yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Thank you for watching. Bye now.